Greetings, my name is John McCormick, and for the last 5 years I've taught world history at Lambert High School, which is one of 5 high schools of Forsyth County Public Schools. I'm currently finishing up my specialist degree in instructional technology at Kennesaw State University. One of the opportunities I had to develop my understanding and use of educational technologies during my coursework was my capstone, World History Writing and Technology Integration. As I began to consider topics for my capstone, I considered the general use of technology in my department and realized the department had no clear strategies to integrate writing and technology into the classroom. To address this discrepancy, I developed my capstone to focus on increasing our teachers' ability to integrate collaborative writing strategies with technology to facilitate students' in-depth understanding of the curriculum. To develop my capstone, I focused on increasing our teachers' ability to integrate collaborative writing strategies with technology to facilitate students' in-depth understanding of the curriculum. With the Chromebooks allotted to each classroom and our school goal of integrating writing, my capstone taught teachers methods on how to integrate the use of Chromebooks with the writing objectives to enhance their ability to integrate technology to improve their students' writing skills. I accomplished this by coaching teachers to develop a series of DBQ writing modules that progressively introduce technologies to enhance their students' mastery of the standards. While conducting an evaluation, it became apparent that some teachers in my department did not have a plan to integrate writing or technology consistently. Because of this project intended to develop our world history teachers' confidence and competency with integrating Google Docs with writing. There was a variety of evaluations during the project to ensure teacher growth with Google Docs. The process for evaluation involved teacher surveys, coaching discussions, and coaching observations. The evaluation results were the basis for analyzing the success of the objectives and deliverables of the capstone. I began the World History Writing Technology capstone in January of 2018. And I intended to coach our world history teachers to use cloud-based writing technologies, specifically Google Docs, to enable our students to master the standards. To do this, I focused on small group collaboration and peer coaching with world history teachers to develop world history document-based questions, DBQ, modules. The modules included 3 phases. The first phase, I coached teachers on the development of a Google Doc template with research questions based on the social studies standards of excellence that were related to the DBQ. In the second phase, we developed the document analysis portion that provided students with primary sources via Google Docs, which were associated with the final DBQ question. In Phase 3, I coached teachers on how to provide writing prompts that engage students' prior knowledge that they gained from Phase 1 and Phase 2. The capstone began with me providing a workshop to social studies teachers with the use of apps with Google Drive and offering individual coaching opportunities to teachers. The initial response from the teachers was positive, and several teachers showed interest in participating in the coaching opportunities to use Google Docs to create DBQ modules with their students. To recruit teachers, I offered professional development via the school's Professional Learning Choice Board for weekly coaching on the use of Google Docs for the development of DBQs to increase student writing. My first goal was to have at least 4 out of the 8 world history teachers participate in the coaching sessions. During the recruitment process, I found it difficult to find 4 willing world history teachers to participate, and ultimately was only able to recruit 2 of the 8 teachers to participate. However, I extended the opportunity to other social studies teachers and was able to recruit 1 AP Human Geography teacher and 2 U.S. History teachers to receive coaching. Initially, the capstone called for a technology survey to serve as a pre-evaluation to determine current levels of technology use and to determine the percent of teachers who were not confident with integrating Google Docs. However, considering the number of participants, I thought it would be more useful to do personal interviews with each teacher. The interviews required more time, but enabled me to tailor the professional development to each teacher's individual needs. After all the teachers were recruited and interviewed that would be participating in the capstone, I provided professional learning with the use of Google Docs. This was accomplished via coaching with each teacher about the use of Google Docs to support social studies DBQ writing. I also designed the tutorials on how to use Google Docs for student writing and suggestion common mode for peer editing for teachers. It was my goal that the tutorials would enable the teachers to master their use of Google Docs by watching the tutorials. However, many of the teachers did not seem to develop the necessary skills with the tutorials, or they did not watch them. The lack of the tutorials being used effectively led to me to spend more time individually coaching each teacher, which seemed to be more effective by addressing each teacher's specific needs. Following up with the groundwork established by implementing the capstone, I volunteered to be an instructional coach for the school that focused on the use of Google Docs in the classroom, and am currently working with new world history teachers to use the current Google Doc DBQ modules and assist them with developing their own. The new teachers have shown enthusiasm in adapting these technologies into their classroom and an eagerness to participate in coaching sessions with me. The completion of the capstone developed my skills to effectively integrate technology into the classroom while simultaneously expanding my ability to coach peers with technology integration into their classrooms. From the onset of the capstone, I coached fellow teachers with the use of Google Docs for developing DBQ modules and world history. This was accomplished by assuring that the capstone followed the Georgia Professional Standards Commission of Technology Standards for Educators. The capstone represented all 8 elements in Standard 2. However, elements 2.3 and 2.5 were the elements that the capstone demonstrated the most success. Elements 2.3 addressed authentic learning and was accomplished by having teachers that had initially used Google Docs before the capstone begin designing DBQ modules with me. By the end of the capstone, the teachers effectively used Google Docs to facilitate student collaboration and were able to integrate their module into our learning management system, It's Learning. Element 2.5 differentiation was also a success because I was able to coach teachers on ways to use Web 3.0 technologies to allow the module to be differentiated for individual students' needs. An example of how I did this is I coached the teachers on the use of technologies such as Poplet and VoiceThread so that the teachers would be able to offer the students choices along with Google Docs to develop their outlines. This allowed the teacher to provide opportunities for their students to organize their thoughts in a format that they thought was the most beneficial, while still integrating different technologies. Standard 5, which calls for demonstrating professional learning, was also a success of the capstone because it identified the need in our department to assist teachers in integrating more writing into their classes. Though I focused on all elements of Standard 5, Element 5.2, that relates to professional learning, was an area that the capstone was the most successful. The success was because the capstone implementing technology-based professional learning that directly aligned to the state standards. Also, teachers learned how to use Google Docs to integrate technology to create a blended learning classroom designed around research-based methods. My capstone provided me the opportunity to use several of the technologies that I discovered during my coursework and left me with the view that instructional coaching is one of the most effective ways to provide teachers with professional development. I'm confident that I will use many of these technologies in the future. Moreover, because of my capstone experiences, I will use my understanding of integrating technology into the classroom to support fellow teachers with their use of technology.